inconsistencies in their respawn, especially when it comes to a team like Seattle Surge that is so strong.
Asim is going to be the player to watch for me. I asked for the producers, highlight the SMG because he's dropping bombs today if London's walking away with the W. On the other side, though, you have one of the most ferocious SMGs in the game. He won Rookie of the Year last year. Pred has been a monster statistically, and he's not alone. Sib has been dropping numbers, and we're seeing an increase from both Lamar and Mac this major as well.
I completely agree, especially with that Mac point. I think the story when it comes to the Seattle Surge is their search and destroy, right? They went on that crazy loss spree. They couldn't put it together. And in Major 3 qualifiers, it's really not the same thing. I mean, you look at it statistically. We looked at that kills per round earlier in that search and destroy. Pred and Mac were there in that top floor. They're going to be heading into a Hotel S&D where everybody is between a 1.7 and up except accuracy. I think the Achilles heel when it comes to Seattle Surge's S&D right now is they get blooded and they can't win the round. They are 9th overall this split in their 3v4 win percentages, so they need to work on those first bloods and play for those picks early as in those maps 2s and 5s.
We got to take a look at maps and modes. The game is almost ready, and our predictions currently 2.8 million to 900,000 channel points in favor of the Surge. Nameless, looking at these 5 game modes, what do you like?
I mean, well, you could chalk up Fortress Control on the side of the London Royal Ravens. They haven't had any success in Control, and they're going up against the best team on offense in Seattle, the only positive team on that map. And then that Embassy Search, I'm worried as well because London are allowing plants 70% of the time.
We got that game loaded up. Allie, quick prediction. Where are you going here?
Seattle Surge.
Seattle Surge, Nameless?
I'm going Seattle.
How many maps?
3-1.
It's London Royal Ravens. They're staying in the hunt for top 8. I believe in you, Asim. Let's get it done. We got our casters on the call, ready to go. It's Miles and Chance. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Desk. Yes, excited to get into the first match of today, the final weekend chance we will pack our bags and go to Texas. How time has already flown this year. Speaking of flying, though, the Ravens better get those wings a-flapping, son. It's going to be a tough series for them indeed. Seattle Surge, the form is on the way up. Search and destroy issues have been resolved, hopefully. We'll find out what happens, though, as we take a quick swim, starting the series off here on Hydro.
And you're starting off just looking at Nasty stats, where he has been very impressive on this map. I know him and Paul X have made a bit of a role swap, so I don't know if he's going to be able to replicate that exactly, but he's been a strong point for the team. And I like the map analysis that Nameless is bringing, just those maps 2 and 3. They look deadly, like for London Royal Ravens, just because it's looking like on paper, Seattle Surge should just be able to take him to task. That being said, the other 3 maps, this one included, are actually pretty strong for London, so I think we're going to have a potential game 5 on our hands.
Well, Lando is studying on here, so it won't happen. Everybody's swimming, nearly. No one's in the hard point just yet. We're all playing for a little bit of map control. Mac's taking the water route to get mid. No time just yet. Awkward gunfights, and Mac, though, he's the man. Up top, finds both of those. Sib as well. Good work out of Seattle Surge. The opening break is theirs.
Yeah, well, it almost was a very strong opening break for Ravens. They got the first 2 entry kills, but weren't quite able to flip those spawns. And if not for a nade forcing that kind of position, well, and that doesn't even do too much to them. I think Seattle in a pretty strong start early on. London looking for the bounce back, maybe to pick up some scrap time towards P1, but obviously on that rotation, mostly nice and secure. Actually, not at all. Asim literally just spawns behind all of them for absolutely no reason.
Oh, wow, hey, the COD gods have smiled upon him today. No one from Seattle is going to see this coming. Everyone's guns are up.
There's no reason to.
Seems like yes, 5, everything's good. You'd never know. You'd never look back, but wait. Who's that? Number 7, Mac. It's more than Spidey senses tingling.
Yeah, that is
great game awareness. It's good comms, and it's wonderful counting to 4. That's a big play out of Seattle.
Dude, it is that kind of paranoia that'll like get you checked into a therapy session, but it's that kind of paranoia that you need on this map. There was almost no reason for a team to spawn out at all, but eventually Seattle counted to 4, and they're like, we haven't seen this guy in too long. Don't know how it happened, but he's behind us, so clean reads in the moment, and that has resulted in more than a 50-point lead, and with Pred shutting that player down in that moment, all of that scrap time should be going to Seattle, who basically have the perfect opening break.
Yeah, first 2 hard points have gone the way of Seattle Surge, no questions asked. Now they're towards 3rd. The Ravens have won their fights. Asim, the man of the moment, he's got himself on a 3 spree, looking for 1 more. It's going to be Pred around this corner. If you've got map control right now for the Ravens, can they hold that line down and get themselves some important time?
They're going to have to start with something, right? But you have a couple Slayers leading the way, and it is the expected two, Pred and Sib, showing up in the feed as they're making moves to try to approach this new hill. But good cutoff kills from Scraps, trying to be a standout player for the team and maybe get the gun hot in this map. London with their first bit of success, and see if they can let it ride. But obviously, not an easy hill to collect a lot of time on.
Not at all. I see him pushing that front line forward now. Sib's up next. Here in his little attack forward as the time starts to tick away. The back line, though, number 8's crept in. That's right, Pred from the murky depths. Just seems to keep the front line safe for now. Of course, the back line, no, Pred's still alive and kicking. The pinch now on the point. Nasty, last man up for the Ravens here in this spot. Can he get himself closer? Matty Marshall, Scraps now from the rear. Pressure is on. The Ravens, they are dealing with this quite well, but the time has not gone their way. Rotations down there once again. A seam far right inside of the minimap, this time by design.
Hey, this is still actually a beautiful opportunity. Nasty could get the cruise in this moment, and maybe you don't get a great deal of time on the hill, but you set yourself up for rotation as well. You force Seattle to have those back spawns in the final few moments, and maybe Nasty ends up spawning right behind players, but that could be a gifted flank, and as long as you read Sib, and it looks like he's partially aware that someone could be behind enemy lines, but that's the key gunfight, or maybe the key cruise missile.
We'll see if the cruise has any effect. Trophy's still in this game. Devastated. It lands, but no
Wrong
good.
side of the wall.
Wrong side of the wall indeed. Pred's going to be the man up next. Through the smoke, the fire, and the flames. Gun Scraps. That's hard point now in the hands of Seattle. Spawns all good. Ravens on the quick counter attack. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get close. No, Sib, guns ready. Max there as well. Seattle holds.
And when all is said and done, perfect positioning on the cruise. Might not have hit the guy, but the man calling it in that's going to be out of the play in that moment is blocking spawns the entire time. So Sid finds himself in the perfect position and tries to make it deliver. Final 15 seconds, London. I don't know if they're going to fight for it or just try to contain these players. They actually want to chip it away, and they're just going to end up trading a couple players out, strip away an extra 2 seconds, and buy themselves a little bit of space on rotation, or maybe buy themselves a little bit too much. Asim, as is constant on Hydro, ends up spawning out.
I'm not gonna lie, damn, these kids are going hard already.
You
They
couldn't tell me
can
where he
pop.
spawns. You couldn't. I could never guess. Sib now clearing hard point. Oh no! That's a big one. Nasty gets dropped. That's a tremendous win from Sib. Hard point still in the hands of Seattle. Oh, they had no right to win that, but they do. Can we keep the Ravens players out the back line? No. Accuracy from the rear. Finds 2. A clean 4 down. No questions asked. Seattle's got the point.
Yeah, an absolute tragedy. I mean, Pred's looking so good right now. He's getting kills with stun grenades. And at that point, once you get the clean 4 down, easy hill to hold. You get everybody pushed out in the right directions, and at least you know where the pressure's coming from. But the contest is just long enough to keep Seattle at bay. So at least London fighting back on this hill and strip away an extra few moments. But it's not going to be easy to set yourself up on rotation, because look at where number 6 spawns, right at Dome. And that is just going to be the setup long term for, P2. I know it's a minute away, but Seattle's still in a decent spot.
A great spot. 140 to 53 right now. No hard point time for anybody. We're going to rotate back over to P1 here in our second set. And so far, Seattle Surge firmly in control, firmly with the lead. But can they hold on to it? This time round, Ravens with the right-hand side of the map, mostly theirs. We'll see how those spawns go. Yeah, we're all good for now. Can they keep that P1 time ticking?
Oh, this is actually an important moment right here, just because you actually do flip those spawns. You took care of Mac, who got the spawn out over towards Dome, and now it's just about reading the water routes of Pred. As you see long term, he's going to be the guy attempting to flip those spawns, but Asim with the reads and London with the spawn control for the moment. Still a lot of control and time to fight for, though, on this P1 hill.
Yeah, the old splish splash on the exit. Nice work from Paul there. 2 on the front. No more here, though, for the Ravens. They're going to be taken care of. Last man alive, Scraps, gun by accuracy. Great work out of Lamar there. Keeps those kills going. Time still now in the hands of Seattle Surge, as they are looking very smooth and very silky here on Hydro. Can they keep the hold going? So far, it's all good. Accuracy's on a 5.
Hey, that's a big 2-piece as well, because if Nasty had gotten the 3rd, Seattle would have been very far away on this approach to new. And good vision and crisp shots right there coming out of accuracy. You can't quite get the highlight reel finish, but at least sets his team up. More pressure. They know where the players on London are going to be. Now it's about this approach to P2, and they got the cruise missile to help.
Cruise is up. Let's go for a listen in. Seattle Surge.
And Seattle Surge is popping. Man, Seattle Surge is popping. You're not gonna lie.
Back here, dead. Nice. P2 water.
I just time, man.
They're P1. They're gonna be P1. Time. They're gonna be P1. Back time.
He's one shot. One shot back down. One shot back down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just donating. Hold on.
Should row as well, guys.
Yeah,
I got one.
Damn.
They're gonna keep on my left.
2 on hold.
Okay.
2 on hold, okay?
Oh shit. That's Pred.
I spawned in the back. We should
Okay.
Sims it out.
In the back, in the back.
Where?
Pipes and pump. Yeah, he's
Somewhere node.
There's two new.
All
Nice.
dead.
Back patch in time.
Try to make this one.
Pages, there's one shot green.
Where do you go?
He's inside green right now.
I'm going top. Nothing push that front. One's gonna be top window.
Top window.
Damn.
Push that P1.
Top window.
Top window.
One shot.
P1 dead.
Top windows. He's playing his life in there. I'm nading him there.
Dang, he's going 8 and 20 is crazy. Mac?
Front door weak. I naded top.
Bro, hey, look, at least they're winning.
One was front door.
I hear you. Nothing in the close corner. He's in
He's
front.
top back. Top dead.
Oh, I flew up on time. Close time, dead.
Pipes weak. Scraps. Dead. Nice.
Oh.
Left side stairs. He's back door right now.
I have
Hard
it back
challenge.
there.
That's last guy.
I've been close up.
Guys.
Oh.
Then
Well,
they
there
have
we
it
go.
over there
Seattle
messing
Surge, a
up.
little bit of a blunder there. The
9 and
Ravens are
21.
right back in this one. Let's go to the other side of the stage now for a listen in.
Lamar, top 10, one shot. Top 10, Lamar's top 10, push his time. Frisco's big in his one out. He's up there. Dead, back to 20 out.
Scraps doing everything he can. Oh, Asim, bro. Asim needs to pop up. Like, bro.
I'm trying to look for him. I don't see him.
21 and 15.
I'm going in water.
Alex, I don't know.
You guys line left.
Damn.
Really weak, Sib. You just lay there. Nah, I knew it, bro. He's spawned out. He's gonna be broken. I'm in the water. I'm gonna wait. Okay, flood dome again, alright?
You're gonna be top dome, brother.
I'm done.
I'm gonna go wait.
Still middle, guys. Still middle.
Actually, got
Out. One bullet, Dante.
bullet out, bro. Yeah, he's been broken.
Oh, no shot, bro. How do you not see him?
He's top dome again. Set up near here, guys.
Yeah, we've been managing to try and break this, to be fair.
Top dome, one bullet,
Yeah,
guys.
we need to try and break this. He's on a 5 again.
Hit it then. Hit broken. Bomb broken. He's in bottom left. He's bottom broken. Left corner. In the left corner, bottom broken.
Bottom broken,
Dead. Nice.
Is he out left?
Out left. Yeah. One's out left. Sib, right? Sib. Yeah.
Nothing broken.
I see him.
Good work out of the Ravens. Nobody to pull that lead back though, Chance, and wonderful heads-up play out of Pred, reading that flank from Asim. Perfect spot to be in. Great map control right now for Seattle.
And now it's just all about that finish for Seattle. One good break, they should be able to close out the game. Only 23 seconds away, or points rather, to the dub. London know they have this set up. There's so much pressure that Scrap's at least able to deal with the first two. So Ravens still got a little bit of fight in them, but obviously a long way to go.
Long way to go. Still got the point. Now Ice to the left-hand side. Uh-oh, Pred's in the back. This is the beginning of the end. Can Asim stay alive? He is. For now, still though, the aggression, the ruthless approach from Pred. 25 and 16 for him. Hard point now in the hands of Seattle. We're looking towards the end here unless the Ravens can fight their way through the front.
Yeah, and there's just simply no way, even if you could fight through this hill, it is just too big of a lead. Too little, too late for London, and not too much to offer, at least not on Hydro. It's been a sleeper pick in this stage for Seattle, and they're looking to close the door. 250 to 147, they get the job done.
A dominant display from Seattle Surge to start off the series here. Coach Phoenix in the back there, giving everyone that much-needed fist bump, little bit of love. On the other side there for the Ravens, chalk it up, roll on to the search and destroy. There is a fantastic opportunity for them to bounce back here in the series.
And it would be interesting to hear sort of Seattle's perspective on this map, because it was their auto veto basically throughout the first two stages. This is the first time where we've seen them not only let it in consistently, but they've chosen this map in the past as well. And by the past, I mean like, hey, last week. So I just don't know what the dynamic is of like what switch, but if I had to take a guess, it's just they finally figured out the spawns. Like that moment early on where Asim, for literally no reason, I mean, technically there was a reason, Civ spawned it out over towards P3, but not a good reason. But just the fact that Seattle had been able to read that, and consistently we have seen those moments from this team of where they're reading like these chaotic spawns nonstop. I think they finally just cracked the code in scrims. Like I would just guess that early on it was just a sore spot for them, but they have a new map that they could throw in the rotation. It just adds a little bit extra danger that this team has in the pick and bans.
You need them. A deep playbook there is going to help you get your way towards champs happily. Now looking at the highlights from map number 1, Hydro in the books. Seattle Surge taking lead in the series, and they ran the kills chance for what the first two hard points, basically uncontested.
And I'd say just for the fact that you go up with like a 70-point lead after the first two hills is just such like a comforting thing, like long term, because it makes like your decision making easier as the game goes on. You're not like too worked up about having to chalk up a 20 or 30 seconds like at some old time. You're just comfortable and know you can set up towards new. Honestly, that moment right there of like both Pred and accuracy challenging that P2 hill when there's only 20 seconds left is maybe the only sore spot and only mistake Seattle really made all game long, but Brett is obviously looking for kills because he gets most of the kills. Another fine slaying performance out of him and Sib.
Indeed. I mean, you can see what one big mistake from Seattle Surge cost them there, though. The Ravens netted themselves, what, a good 80 to 100 points of time. Got to be looking at those mistakes with a very, very keen eye and trying to eliminate those, because some of the top teams, they're really going to run it. It won't be 100 points. It could well be a map. Ravens, though, they're going to bounce back here in the Search and Destroy. Their mode has been very, very strong indeed against some of the finer opponents in the league. Let's see if they can bring the noise here against Seattle Surge, as that first map was not terribly kind to them indeed. Kudos again to Sib and Accuracy. 26, 24, and 18 between the two of them. 26 and 17 there for Pred. And Mac, he had his flippers and his snorkel on, mate. He was swimming.
Assists, you know?
The whole exactly.
We'll look at the assist for him.
No, but like, I mean, not even the assist, but it's those intangibles. Mac was the guy finding spawns. He was the man hitting the routes. He was certainly the cutoff player there. So great work again out of Seattle Surge. A well-rounded effort there on Hydra. Now, though, we go to Embassy. A very, very different look, especially when it comes to Search and Destroy. Ravens with a bounce back. Let's see if Surge have learned.
Well, the thing about this was that Surge now just have the golden opportunity. Like you have on the side of London, they have 3 maps in the game out of 13 where their record is above 500. That would include Hydro Hardpoint in the final 2 that we have in this series. So I think the reason I was thinking, hey, maybe a game 5 is because maps like Hydra were kind of strong for them. Not a great looking map number 1 compared to Seattle. They've been daggers on the side of London. They've been the worst team on MCS and D by a decent margin. And on the flip side, things for Seattle, where they've been the best team on offense, on our bagger control, and that's a lethal threat if you can like orchestrate your offensive round on that map. So I think Seattle are very poised and ready to go to try to get it.
Yeah, the veto is looking very strong for them indeed, but especially when it comes to that fortress control. We had a sort of a saying, I think it was Black Ops 4, and the United was so good at this. Was the old Simba Beezy squad back in the day with Clay and Arceus Pristini. They were so good at the game mode, we basically just said, look, let's just start them off 1-up in the series. Let's just not even play control. Let's just give them the 1, and we play a best of 4. That's how we run it. And that, for a long time, was the way. But right now, the way for Seattle could well be the same thing. This fortress, but enough of that. Let's wind it back a tiny bit over to MC. Here we go.
And this is the thing. Like, I know the Achilles heel for Seattle Surge is their S&D. Their record on this map is terrible, 1-5, but it's not worse than London, who are 0-3, like both on offensive and defensive rounds. It's not the fact that Vegas Legion got 6-0 by Atlanta FaZe. I think London would be dead last at offensive round, defensive rounds. Actually good in the first blood category. Not in converting the first bloods and not good in the 3v4s. They don't even stop bomb plants. London, this map has just been a massive struggle point for them, and they've played it recently too. So they haven't really shown us too much, but hey, against Seattle, you never know.
They haven't shown Seattle anything either. They all stacked up towards A right off the rip here, and that's not where the bomb is going, sadly. B, though, now towards the back. Sneaky, a seam. Oh, no, it's Brendan Stairwell. Guns him. Peace out. That's a lot of map control now going the way of the Ravens.
Okay, a couple quick stats for you. They're decent on the first bloods. They're not good at converting. They give up the bomb. Get 70% of the time on this map. They successfully retake 11%. That's what they have to do now.
So what you're saying is the retake's not very good. And right now you got 30 seconds to prove us all wrong, Ravens. Here we have it. He's peeking. He's creeping. Has he sniffed out Matty Marshall? He has. As the Ravens all come down to Nasty. And Nasty, what has he got in the tank? He's not running premium right now. He's no Sib's going to be there. Massive snap, an incredible individual win, but it's over to Mac now, the 1v1, and that's the round. Good job, Seattle.
Hey, I'll say it slower this time so we can all be on the same page. London are capable of getting first bloods. They are not capable of clutching 3v4s, and on this map specifically, they give up the bomb plant 70% of the time, and they only retake successfully 11%. And that is exactly how that round went. They didn't try to stop the bomb plant at all. They got the first blood and still could not convert. That's the Raven special on Embassy.
That's crazy. Statistically, everything that we thought may have happened has happened.
Shout out Tim for that one.
Shout out Tim. Shout out the stats team. Seattle Surge take the first. Lovely work there for getting nasty the old snaps. Mac with a round-winning kill, essentially. Sim, though, oh dear. This could get very loud very quickly. If you can land with the aggression, though, towards the bomb site. Trophy's going to be in place. They might be able to get this one down. Gone. Sib gets it. First blood.
behind enemy lines on the flank as well. So right now, Seattle, they are just free. You can spot the guy on bomb as well, and just how you wrote it down. That is exactly how Surge want to play these rounds.
So clinical, and Asim's going to smash the glass open. Come at me, bro, and they do. Surge with another strong round indeed. This time, Pred, big work on that flank.
And just to go back to the drawing board, if I'm London, if I have access, they have a team. They have to be aware they're not being on these retakes. I the strat that's that a guy all the way around, get in position and stop the bomb. A little bit of stoppage out towards B. Obviously, though, Seattle not falling for any sneaky ones. But maybe it will be a flank from London.
Sun check. Nobody home. Max can fly out now. He might be able to get himself in a fight. Back line. He wins the fight. Scrap wins his in the middle of the map as well against Max. So great work so far for the Ravens.
And just the beautiful work of at least shutting down the bomb plant. You see where that ends up getting dropped as soon as Mac is going to fall. And now Nasty gets a corner. Any corner going to hunt him down. And this will be a 2v4 attempt with bomb down for Pred.
We have to sort of listen to the ambient sound. Here comes Pred. Oh, shoulders. Pops his daddy. Wind up. The old ring around a Rosie. So straight back at it. It seems saw him on the cross there, though. Maybe it was this long line of sight. That's where accuracy is great. 2v2. And he makes it a 2v2. Down the back alley. One Matty Marshall. He's made it a 2v1. Pred still roaming the. Woo! Let's go, boys. There's a lot going on here. A lot of F sounds. Well excited.
That's a good shout as well coming in from Scraps. I thought Pred had him dead to the right. Scraps is the one that delivered that round. Pushing up, but much better work at London. They stopped the it got dicey, but they clutched up towards the end as well. It's about dealing with Pred instantly. They're just gonna punch him in the mouth of this one. Pred, no cares. Should have cared.
Yeah, they do indeed. Scraps, though, fighting for his life over there by that side of the embassy. Way into the win. 3v